Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a tutorial on this. It's kind of a smoky look. I don't really know what to call it. I was going to do a 5-minute neutral quickie out the door look. Just something super, bronzy and neutral with this palette because I absolutely love this. I just got it. It's the new Scott Barnes palette. Looks like this. It is a stunner. I got the combo on his website, scottbarnes.com. It came with like a little eyeliner, angled liner brush. So anyway, if you guys don't know who he is, I'm sure you do. He is J-Lo's makeup artist, and he is responsible for J-Lo's glow, if you will, and some of her most iconic red carpet looks. And just, he just does a lot. He's just a celebrity makeup artist, and he's known for the word snatural, which is snatched, which is natural but snatched. So snatural, I think he coined that word. I'm not sure, but he does use it a lot. So all right, so without further ado, I want to keep this intro really short because I know my phone's about to shut off. So if you guys are new, I want to take a second to welcome you to the video and my channel. My name is Lauren Jade. I'm 57. I have mature, crepey, wrinkly skin with hooded eyes that are slightly downturned. And so I'm always looking for ways to rock this hooded eye situation and pass my tips and tricks on to you guys, even though I know we all have different eye shapes and different levels of hoodedness. I'm hoping you guys can pick up a few things here and there so you can rock your hooded eyes too. All right, that's it. I want to keep it short, so if you are new, I'd love to have you join me. Please hit the subscribe button and the post notification bell right next to it. That way YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload. And without further ado, let's get into this tutorial. It's actually not too chilly out, but it was chillier earlier. All right, I'm gonna, because it's so dry, I'm gonna take a tiny bit of Vaseline and just kind of tap on to put like right underneath my MAC's paint pot because I'm gonna use that today to prime with. I may grab some of my P. Louise base later, but I'm just gonna use my MAC's paint pot here in soft ochre. I am using a P. Louise base brush though. I probably will put some of that base on later. I'm going to carve out my brows using just some concealer. This is a Zoeva, just a 322. It's just a brow line brush. I'm just going to carve out this line underneath here. Brow alignment is very important when you're doing your inner corner shading. And kind of that whole contoured, that full contoured effect. And I like a nice sculpted shadow crease, I guess, if you will, which starts from this inner socket region right here and kind of goes through this nose contour so everything kind of connects. So this brow alignment is crucial to that setup. And I've been doing this a lot lately in my tutorial, so I'm going to grab this. This is my Melts Blur, which is a nice skin tone friendly shade, and I'm going to pop this right on this upper socket region. Kind of like right where I'm planning to place the shadows. I'm not going to really put it on my lid, but I am going to take it into this nose contour. I'm going to hit this upper socket area and just like this upper crease section. And by patting this into the primer, it's just literally looks like it's just coming from within your skin, which is why I like to do this. You guys know that I've kind of said, okay, bye-bye to that whole translucent powder thing, which I always thought was kind of half-baked, but, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And this, because it's a nice skin tone shade, it just literally like, it just melts into the, the primer and just looks like it's coming from within your skin and just adds such a nice little, I don't know, kind of like a halo shade over the transition shade, which I always kind of bronze my crease up. So it just blends so nicely. Oh, but I'm going to grab a little bit more of this blur shade on this Luxie 205, just a tapered blending brush. And I'm just going to kind of buff that in this little upper section here, just to kind of blend out the edges even more. So pretty. It just literally looks like it's coming from within your skin. I'm just really just taking this into the socket area right here. Oh, it's such a beautiful shade. So I'm going to start to kind of sculpt out a shadow crease, basically is what it is. You guys know I always use the Hoola bronzer, and I'm going to use this little flats It Cosmetics brush, just a little tiny one. And I'm going to start on the inner part of the nose, socket region kind of right here. And just kind of sweep that up through that upper socket region and just kind of right by that brow. So it's kind of pushing it up towards the brow. And then whatever I have left over, I'm just going to dust out towards the bottom there. Just like to get that nice sculpted shadow crease going. So it's just kind of a light contour, and I'm just kind of lightly mapping out the shape. All right, so here's where the magic happens. I'm going to go ahead now and cut the crease, I guess, if you will. I'm going to use a Sigma E55 shading brush. I'm going to grab this nice white, bright. I love this because it's super pigmented. And I'm just going to cut my crease. I'm really going to brighten up this inner corner, and I'm just going to cut right above my natural crease. And now you can kind of see my eye contouring. You can kind of see how it's more sculpted and it's more shaded. And you just kind of, now I have this little kind of like fake crease almost kind of set up. And so now I kind of know where I'm going to be placing my shadows, which is going to be directly above, like right here where you see that shading. All right, this is the Scott Barnes palette. So now that the foundation of my eye look is laid, now we can really get in here and play. So palette looks like this. And I did get this brush in this combo set that I got. So I think what I'm gonna do is I just wanna try out this brush. So I'm gonna grab this shade Angelic right here. And this is a nice curved angled brush. So this is gonna be perfect for like what I like to do. And I'm just going to really kind of hollow out the shape. I'm going to take this right underneath that little fake crease. I just kind of really wanted to play with this brush. It's perfect for what I like to do. I do want to get his full brush set, I can tell you that. But I think what I'm going to do, honestly, like I have no idea. I usually like to kind of have somewhat of an idea of what I'm doing, but I haven't even touched this palette. So this is literally like the first time I'm using it along with you guys. So I think I'm going to take this retro shade. I'm using a NARS number 41 brush. So dipping into it, almost zero fallout. Obviously a little, you know, when I tapped, some stuff came off, but it's not like, you know, a lot of times some of these palettes with the super soft shadows, you will get, it'll literally be like a sandstorm in there. I did not experience that at all. Dipping in, I'm gonna, it's a big brush here, but that's okay. I'm gonna put this on this outer section right here and just kind of play out here a little bit. And then I'm just gonna work a little bit of it upwards. I kind of just want to kind of play with some of the darker brown shades, just to kind of put something into, like, just to deepen up the crease a little bit. All right, I think I'm going to take this Risque shade right over here. Kind of a, looks like a warmer toned brown. This one's kind of put this really kind of in the socket, but just kind of blend it upwards because I want this to kind of be my little fake crease. And I want to be able to see this when my eyes are open and I'm looking straight ahead. I'm going to kind of hug the socket, kind of like right out here. And I'm just going to kind of pull this out into like a little cat eye because I want to kind of wing out the shadow here a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of take this upwards a little bit, kind of like up towards the brow, and just kind of blend it in a little bit to that inner corner shading. Not much, just a little bit. I'm kind of still kind of doing that little kind of sideways squiggly S pattern, if you will. I do not know what that's called. You know, some of these eyeshadow things have names, you know, like a halo spotlight eye, or, you know, like a winged out cut crease. I don't know what this is called, so I'm calling it my little squiggly S pattern because I don't know what else to call it. I'm going to kind of flip that out, just kind of Sonia G Blender Pro, and just kind of blend out kind of the edges now of everything I did. I like to keep it really dark and deepest right closest to that baseline, so I'm not touching that. I'm just buffing out the edges. I'm going to just kind of deepen up this outer section just a little bit more and kind of deepen up out here in this little outer V. And I really wanted to use this shade right here, but I'm going to take this one, I think. It's Boudoir. It looks like a nice plummy brown shade. And I'm going to put this in my little outer V area. I'm going to start my little plug and play area, and then I'm going to kind of drag it downwards, almost kind of like at a true angle. And you can see that once I kind of get that product worked in, I'm kind of hugging the socket right here, my little plug and play area, and I'm just kind of winging, pulling it out just like a hair. Just kind of letting the brush do the work, really. I'm picking up a little bit more of that Boudoir shade, and I'm just kind of keeping it really, really close to my lash line here. And I'm just kind of making like a little wing, I guess, if you will. Just kind of like a little smoky wing. I'm just going to pull it out just a hair and just kind of make it like a little wing type situation going on here. And normally I would use like a smaller pencil brush, but I actually got some black on this brush by accident. You can just see how dirty it is. And so I thought, you know what? Why dirty up another brush? I'm just going to use this one. All right, I decided to do a little bit of baking because this look is getting a little smokier, a little deeper and darker than I had originally planned. But you know what? I'm going to roll with it. So I'm going to deepen it up even more now since, I mean, why not? Why not? I need to grab my, see, I can't find any of my brushes that I need. Where's my angle liner brush? This is like a total nightmare. Oh my God. I wonder if anybody else is such a loser at filming as I am. Because like now I don't even know, like, where did my flat definer brush go? Still can't find my brush. It's kind of unnerving. I'm going to grab a little bit of the P. Louise base in white using a P. Louise brush. You guys know how much I absolutely love this. And I'm going to pop this inner corner, and I'm going to make this lid really super bright and big. And then I have the arduous task of trying to decide what shimmer I want to work with. This got a lot darker and a lot smokier than I planned, but you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm going to make it work. This shade right here, Silver Screen, oh, I am going to do a darker smoky eye at some point. It's just that I wasn't planning on it today. So I'm going to save this one. I think I'm going to take Saucy first. I'm going to still use that same P. Louise brush because it has a little bit of that base on it, which is kind of what I want. And I'm just going to kind of go over like right here, like kind of like right in the middle, kind of like right where I've got that darker outer corner. And just kind of, almost kind of like it's a transition shade here. It's just going to kind of, I'm going to kind of blend a little bit of that color over as well. I decided not to wet my brush this time. A lot of times you guys know that I always use MAC Fix Plus, but I just really felt like I didn't need it. I'm going to go back with that brush and a little bit more of that Boudoir shade and just kind of deepen up the little V area here and just kind of blend a little bit over that shimmer just so that they all kind of overlap. To pop a little bit of Siren on here. And I'm going to go into, I've got to try this shade right here, this Hollywood shade. Oh! And I'm going to kind of mesh that in with the Siren shade. I am literally just kind of going with the flow here because, like, I didn't have a game plan to begin with. Now I'm going to go into Angelic. And this is going to go on the inner corner here as well as, like, down right here in this little intersection right here. Oh. I am going to use the Scott Barnes brush that I got, because I think that would be perfect for this. This shade is so pretty. I'm going to just kind of mesh this kind of over top the other shades. Oh. So I couldn't resist. This is Silver Screen right here. And what I did was I mixed a little bit of the Silver Screen with this Angelic shade. Just because it was so beautiful, I had to just kind of tap into it. So now I could say that I probably have used at least 4, well, at least 4 or 5 shimmers now. Maybe 4, probably 4. Gonna pop a little bit of that Angelic shade kind of right underneath the arch of the brow. I'm just stamping a little bit of that black shadow, kind of wiggling it in between the lashes and just kind of really stamping. And normally, you guys know when I do my little winged liner, I usually just kind of pull it out, you know, kind of drag it out and just kind of stamp and connect it and just kind of make a little tiny wing that way. I have this Kylie black liner now, and I'm going to actually take this. I'm going to kind of do the waterline just like barely, but just enough to kind of get me that line upward to get that little wing going. I want this wing to look like it's an extension. That little wing out there, almost like it's an extension kind of coming out following your lower lash line up. So that's kind of why I started from like this inner, right here in this inward socket, and just kind of pull that line up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. This is an E65 angled liner brush, and I'm going to take that little wing and I'm going to go back over here where I had stamped that black shadow, and I'm just going to kind of pull it out and connect the middle of it, and then I'm going to connect the end. Just kind of pull it straight across. So now I have this little tiny wing right here. I just connect the middle, and then I take the tip and drag it in and connect the whole thing. Got up a little bit too high. All right, 4 hours later and lashes are on. I'm going to spray my face. I've got this. This is something beauty project. I'm not sure. It looks like this. It says Power Up Setting Mist. It says helps to set makeup, energize, and revive skin. I got this in my BoxyCharm. So I'm going to spray and dry, and then I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts. I needed a little bit more blush. I'm just using the BH Cosmetics. This is Glowing in Grease palette. Oh my word. I just love everything they do. I love BH Cosmetics. All right. That is the final look now. From now on, I'm going to have a game plan going because you see what happened. This was going to be a super quickie, simple 5-minute out the door look, something neutral, something just, you know, my normal, typical bronzy, everyday look. And yeah, I'm gonna have a game plan next time. All right, guys, this video is super long, and I'm sorry about that. So that's it. I love you guys. I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching.